I don't have respect for what they did to me. For them not to say, hey, great fight. Or, yeah, you got the best of me on that fight.
To be surrounded by this. Chandler is the opposition coach, and we're set to fight.
The biggest icon in mixed martial arts history.
The world of mixed martial arts is no stranger to drama. The top 10 fighter-coach feuds showcase the intense emotional clashes that can fracture even the tightest bonds. These stories of betrayal, ego, and, in some cases, near violence highlight the high stakes of the sport. From gym splits to personal vendettas, each feud reveals the human side of MMA. Let's dive into the shuffled countdown. First, Team Alpha Male's collapse. Team Alpha Male was a powerhouse until Duane Ludwig's arrival in 2012 transformed their striking, propelling fighters like TJ Dillashaw to new heights. However, Ludwig's 2014 departure to start his own gym in Colorado sparked chaos. Initially amicable, the split turned sour when Urija Faber accused Ludwig of refusing to coach women, mistreating teammates, and exploiting the team financially. Faber claimed Ludwig bullied fighters and acted like a leech, causing discomfort, especially among minority teammates. The real blow came when Dillashaw followed Ludwig, betraying Team Alpha Male. This led to a heated rivalry with Cody Garbrandt, 2 brutal fights, and a dramatic season of The Ultimate Fighter. The fallout exposed deep divisions, unraveling the team's unity and leaving lasting resentment. Ludwig's exit wasn't just a coaching change, it was the catalyst for a team implosion that reshaped relationships and careers. 2. Silva's shotgun standoff. Anderson Silva's early career took a dark turn, as revealed in his Portuguese autobiography, when he clashed with shoot-box coach Rafael Cordeiro. Silva taught jiu-jitsu on the side to earn extra money, a side gig Cordeiro disapproved of. Tensions boiled over when Cordeiro publicly humiliated Silva by slapping him in front of the team, a disrespectful act that ignited fury. Enraged, Silva gathered friends armed with shotguns, planning to ambush Cordeiro. As they lay in wait, Silva realized the plan's insanity and called it off, narrowly avoiding violence. Remarkably, the two later reconciled, a stark contrast to other feuds on this list. This shocking episode, driven by pride and retribution, underscores how quickly conflicts can escalate in the high-pressure world of MMA, yet also shows that even near-fatal disputes can find resolution with time. Third, Koseks AKA Departure. Josh Kosek's exit from American Kickboxing Academy, AKA, after defeating Mike Pierce at UFC 143, was explosive. He publicly blamed head coach Javier Mendez, calling him lazy and accusing him of throwing fighters under the bus after losses to protect his reputation. Kosek's bitterness was clear when he told teammate John Fitch he wished the gym would burn down with Mendez inside. The feud stemmed from frequent clashes, confirmed by other AKA fighters over Mendez's coaching style. Mendez, in response, took the high road, acknowledging Kosek's hatred, but choosing to move forward. The split was final. Kosek never returned to AKA, and, strikingly, never won another fight in his career. This bitter fallout highlighted deep personal and professional divides, exposing the intense emotions that can erupt when trust breaks down between a fighter and their coach in the competitive MMA world. Fourth, Strickland's strained bond. Sean Strickland's lackluster title fight against Dricus du Plessis drew sharp criticism from his coach, Eric Nicksick, the 2020 MMA Junkie Coach of the Year. Nicksick called the performance underwhelming, questioning whether Strickland was in the sport for passion or just money. The harsh words stung, and Strickland responded by suggesting he might not have Nicksick in his corner again, citing a grueling training camp but refusing to use it as an excuse. Koseks' history added context. His work with Aljamain Sterling had previously caused a minor rift with Sterling's former coach, Matt Serra, who later retired from cornering. While not directly responsible, Koseks' presence seems to stir team tensions. This feud, though less violent than others, revealed the strain of unmet expectations and public criticism, threatening a once-strong coach-fighter bond and leaving their future collaboration uncertain in the high-stakes MMA landscape. 5. Shamrock Brothers Family Rift. Ken Shamrock's Lion's Den was notorious for its brutal training, but his absence during a WWF stint sparked a feud with his brother Frank. Ken left Frank in charge, but their clashing philosophies, Ken's relentless intensity versus Frank's cerebral approach, created tension. The breaking point came when Ken blamed Frank for Vernon White's poor fight performance, escalating to Ken throwing a computer monitor at Frank's head. Frank stormed out, severing ties with the gym and their adopted father, even skipping his funeral. The split shattered their family and the Lion's Den. Frank later became a UFC legend, but the brothers' relationship remained fractured despite a partial reconciliation years later. This feud, fueled by differing visions and explosive tempers, stands out for its personal toll, breaking not just a team, but a family, with wounds that never fully healed. 6. Anderson's clash with Krauss. Megan. Anderson's final UFC fight, a loss to Amanda Nunes, marked the end of her career and her relationship with coach James Krauss. In deleted social media posts, Anderson accused Krauss of neglecting her, providing only 30 minutes of weekly pad work and no strategy, while prioritizing fighters like Brandon Moreno. She escalated the feud with personal allegations about Krauss's relationships, unconfirmed by others. Krauss, mired in a gambling controversy, couldn't respond, but his fighter Jeff Molina defended him, accusing Anderson of being a bad teammate who barely trained and drank excessively. The public spat ensured Anderson and Krauss would never work together again or exchange kind words. This ugly fallout, fueled by professional neglect and personal attacks, exposed the fragility of coach-fighter trust, leaving a bitter divide in the wake of Anderson's career-ending defeat. 7. Evans vs. Jackson. Wink Rashad Evans' feud with Jackson Wink MMA began when teammate John Jones joined the gym against Evans' wishes. Tensions escalated when Evans' knee injury forced him out of a title shot against Shogun Rua, and Jones stepped in, winning the belt. When the UFC pitted them against each other, coaches Greg Jackson and Mike Winkeljohn sided with Jones, leaving Evans feeling betrayed. The build-up to their fight was fraught with bitterness, and Evans' departure to form the Black Zillions marked a permanent split. Though time has eased some tensions, their relationship remains damaged. A similar dynamic unfolded when Donald Cerrone, distant from the team, faced teammate Mike Perry, coached by Winkeljohn, leading to another rift. This feud, rooted in loyalty and favoritism, underscores how team dynamics can fracture under the pressure of championship ambitions. 8. Ngannou's MMA Factory fallout. Francis Ngannou's rise in the MMA Factory under Fernand Lopez in Paris shaped his early career. However, after losses to Stipe Miocic and Derek Lewis, their relationship crumbled. Lopez accused Ngannou of ego and ingratitude, claiming he refused to pay gym fees, believing his fame made him exempt. Ngannou fired back, calling Lopez jealous of his success. The feud reignited during UFC 270, when Ngannou faced Lopez's new fighter, Cyril Gunn, with both sides exchanging barbs. The drama was overshadowed by Ngannou's UFC contract disputes, but exposed a deep rift. Lopez felt unappreciated for his role in Ngannou's development, while Ngannou saw the criticism as petty. This bitter split, fueled by pride and misunderstanding, highlighted how quickly mentor-student bonds can unravel in the high-pressure world of MMA, leaving both parties to forge separate paths. 9. Sanchez's costly escape. Diego Sanchez's career took a chaotic turn when he teamed up with Joshua Fabia before his fight with Mickey Gall. Fabia, a self-styled guru, exerted alarming control over Sanchez's life, leading to erratic behavior and a bizarre phone call with UFC officials that resulted in Sanchez's release. The relationship grew so toxic that Sanchezs feared it would end in violence, believing either he or Fabia might die. To escape, Sanchezs paid Fabia $100,000, which Fabia claimed was owed for being exploited. The payment freed Sanchezs but left his career in ruins. This disturbing feud, marked by manipulation and financial extortion, stands out for its intensity, showing how a coach's influence can spiral into chaos. Sanchez's desperate escape underscores the dangers of toxic partnerships in MMA, where trust can be exploited with devastating consequences. 10th. Gary's Team KF exit, Ian Machado. Gary's split with Team KF Martial Arts in 2021, just before his Cage Warriors welterweight title fight, was a public mess. Gary announced on Instagram that founders Chris Fields and Tom King had abruptly withdrawn support during fight week. After Gary won the title, Team KF issued a scathing statement, branding him disloyal, disrespectful, and uncoachable. They pointed to his new manager and his wife as the spark for the conflict, claiming Gary acted superior to the team. The feud played out online, with both sides airing grievances. Despite the drama, both have since thrived separately. This falling out, driven by clashing egos and last-minute betrayals, highlights the fragility of team loyalty in the high-stakes lead-up to a championship fight, leaving a trail of hurt feelings and public accusations in its wake.